Hey guys, how you doing? It's Gavin from Start Fresh Personal Training, and today's video is going to be about dieting and why you should never ever go on a diet. I'm going to talk to you about what you should do instead. So the word diet, okay? If you ever use the word diet, we all have, I'm sure I have plenty of times. If you go on a diet, you're always going to come off a diet, right? So that's all well and good, I guess, if you're only in this for short term and you just want to lose some kilos for a wedding or a holiday or whatever else. But most of us, I can pretty much guarantee, want to lose weight long term, and you want to manage your weight long term. And if you go on a diet, that's not going to happen, okay? So you can talk about the different types of diets and all those sorts of things, and you can pick one, and they're all good. They'll all help you lose weight short term, but not many of them actually teach you how to do it long term. And I've seen it all too many times. And you go on a meal plan, a diet plan for a certain amount of time, and you get bored of it, or it becomes too difficult, or what you struggle then is going outside your diet plan. So you get stuck, and you think, well, okay, if my diet plan tells me to eat fish tonight, because you're not educated enough to yourself, you're not sure what else to put in place. So what I'm going to try and do in this video, okay, is tell you a bit about my story, I guess, and then explain to you why, okay, you should never go on a diet. So when I started my weight loss journey, probably started when I was about 12. It took me till I was 32 or so to actually nail it. And you just do what everyone else does. You go on a diet, you lose some weight, you come off a diet, put the weight back on, you go on a diet, lose weight, get bored, get too hard, go back on a diet, put weight back on. And inevitably what usually happens is you bounce further than you did before. So you usually put more weight on than you did before. So there's a whole bunch of reasons around that, which I'm not going to go into today. But they were all because I went on a diet. And the only time that I ever get proper success is when I decided I'm going to make a lifestyle change. And that is where it comes down to. And sure, I had to sacrifice foods I used to like, but the trade-off was I was able to keep my weight off long term for about up to 6 or 7 years now. And it's probably been doing this for so long now that it's very, very unlikely I'll ever go back to being overweight again. And the problem with it is that the stats are huge. If you lose weight, basically the only way never to fail. What's the thing? The only way, or there's a saying around about the only way to ever not have a weight problem is to never gain weight in the first place. And what they say is that nearly everybody that loses weight always puts it back on, or something along those lines. So when I decided to make a change, and there's some really powerful emotional reasons behind that, okay? And when I decided to make that change, the decision was I'm not ever going to do this again. So I went on a training program, a diet plan, and everything else, and I just nutted it out. It was a 90-day program, and I just hit it hard. When I was 3 months seemed like a long time when you first start something new, and it was really hard and it was difficult, and it was probably pure pig-headedness that got me through it, to be honest with you. And when I got to the end of the last couple of weeks, I was thinking, well, what's next? It was just a 90-day program. And I thought to myself, well, look, I've lost nearly 20 kilos at this point, or 15 kilos at this point. What are my options? I thought, well, I didn't really know any different to this 90-day program, and it got me results. So I either go back to how I did before, or I carry on doing it and see what I can actually achieve. And I got to the end of the second 3-month period, and I was 6 months. And I thought, well, I'm in a bit of a groove now. Why on earth? I look amazing. People are starting to comment on, how good I'm looking. And one of my friends I hadn't seen him for a couple of months, and he said, God, have you been working out? And I was like, well, yeah, man, actually I have. And you don't really see the changes so much in yourself, but when people notice, it's actually really motivating. And then I sort of realized, well, I never ever want to go back to the old me. And at the end of this program, I did this for 9 months, and they're pretty hard workouts, and it's something that's really, really unsustainable. But obviously through that time I'd sort of grown, I'd done a lot, I sort of lived this thing. I was reading about nutrition, reading about exercising, and then I started to realise that, I'd made some really big changes, and what I needed to do then is to sort of keep these changes on board. I've talked about habits before. It takes 66 days to make a habit roughly. So by that point now, I was in a really good habit of exercising, but my nutrition still wasn't great. I was probably hungry, eating too low calories, and I had a bit of a flex, and I put a bit of weight back on, but that was okay. So over time now, what I've learned over time, and what I always do now is I do things less drastically. All right, there's nothing hugely sexy about what I do, but it really works, and it works long term. And people that do work with me generally get good results long term. And when we're talking about it, okay, you got to make some changes within your life that are things you already do. So let's just say you like to eat pasta and rice and potatoes and all those things. The last thing you'd probably want to do is go on a ketogenic diet, which is no carbs, or paleo diet with no carbs. And the reason being is because it's not something you normally do. And when you go on that diet, you're going to crave carbs and pasta and all the things you like so much that inevitably you're going to come back off that diet, and you're going to go back to doing the old things that you used to do. And because that's how we've grown up, and that's how we've learned, and that's how we've trained, that's going to happen to you. So the best thing that you can do is make changes around what you already do. Okay, so let's just say you eat lots of potatoes and rice and everything else. Absolutely, there is such a thing as portion control, and you probably need to eat fewer of those things, but don't ever cut them out of your diet. Not yet, anyway. Let's make a less calorific choice. So let's just say an example would be in the morning you get these pre-packed oats. Let's just say oats is your thing, and there's lots of sugar in and lots of sweetness to make them taste lovely. So all you need to do is that you like oats in the morning. Well, how can you make those oats better? Okay, so how can you make them less sugar? How can you make them less calories? And the simple thing to do is buy a bag of rolled oats and add your own flavour into them, whether it be a banana, some cinnamon, some brown sugar. And if you add those ingredients in yourself, you're in total control of this, okay? And you can add and take away and make them taste how you want it. So by doing that now, you've turned your oaty breakfast, which you always have, and you've just changed it slightly. That could save you 100 to 200 calories, okay, every single day. And over the course of a week, that's maybe 1,400 calories a week you're saving yourself. So if you do that for all your other meals, you're soon making good choices around the things that you're already doing. And I've spoken about one before about taking out chicken mince and beef mince. Okay, it could be anything. It could be you could be using low fat yogurts and stuff like that, low sugar yogurts and Greek yogurts as opposed to high sugar yogurts. You're still eating yogurt. You're just eating a different kind and a sort of better kind. Alternatively, you could be somebody that eats half a litre of yogurt in the evening. Well, all you need to do is cut down half the yogurt, and you're still having your yogurt, you're just having half the calories. Same as if you drink 3 or 4 glasses of wine every night. To tell you to stop drinking wine every night would be really difficult probably. So what you need to do is just say, well, okay, if I have 3 or 4 glasses of wine every night, I'm going to now have 2. So you're going to save yourself maybe 300 calories every single night, not by drinking wine. Work around what you do and make smart choices around what you do. Alright, because then you're never on a diet. You've now adopted a more of a sustainable approach, okay, and a lifestyle approach, which is the main thing. And when you think of diet, subconsciously you always think about lack of something or scarcity. And that's why you should never ever use the word diet. I am on a diet, because straight away your brain subconsciously goes, I can't have that, I can't have this, I can't have that. When in actual fact, you probably can. You just need to have a little bit less of it. And let's just say you're exercising. Let's just say maybe you're walking every day, or every other day, and you decide that you need to change something. Well, you're already exercising. You just need to change the exercise now. So instead of just walking every day, you can add some press ups in there. You can add some squats in there. You're just going to increase and change your workout. Certainly with the exercise side of it, or if you've already got a workout routine that you do a couple of times a week, and all of a sudden you stop seeing results, and you need to want to tone up a bit more, lose a bit more weight, then you use things like supersets, you use things like drop sets, you use things higher rep ranges, you use failure, you add an extra couple of exercises in, or add some high intensity workouts into it. And by doing all those little things around what you're already doing, you're going to find yourself able to lose a bit of weight and have the change that you want. Okay, so none of this is sexy, like I said. None of it is amazing, groundbreaking stuff. It's just it's what I've learned over time, and the stuff that I do now. I train 5 times a week, pretty much week in, week out, because it's just something I do now. And if I come to the end of the year and I want to lose a bit of my belly again, then I'll change 1 or 2 things. That's all it's going to take. So I'm already eating through the day, and I might just say, okay, well, I'm not going to have too many carbs at dinner time. I carve it down. Or I might just, my afternoon snack or cake in work, I just won't have any, and it's fine. It's no biggie for me anymore. But it's just for you guys to understand that you shouldn't use the word diet, and you should work around what you're already doing, and it becomes a lot easier and a lot more sustainable over time. Can you get really super fast results with it? You could do, but unlikely not. It's going to be a little bit slower, but it's going to be, end of the day, let's just say it takes you 2 or 3 months longer than a traditional fat loss program. Well, it takes you 3 months longer, but what you lose in speed, you gain in longevity. Because all of a sudden now that thing that you've done, it's like it outlives the other 90-day program, and now it's something you do, and now it's something you can sustain. And that's what it's all about, guys. It's about sustainability, and it's all about managing your weight, not so much as drastic, fast weight loss. And do it working around what you already do. It is as simple as that, guys. It's nothing is difficult about this. It's just you need to put your best foot forward. You need to open your eyes, be mindful about what you're doing, and choose something to change. And I always talk about this in other videos. Okay, just choose one thing at a time. One thing at a time. And once you nail that one thing, then you can move on to the next thing. Once you nail that second thing, you can move on to the third thing. And by the time you've done it, all of a sudden you've changed 3 big things in your life that you can do all the time. And it's as simple as that. It really doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be torturous. And when people go on diets and they're miserable, and they think scarcity, they can't eat this, they can't eat that, they cut this out, they cut that out, they get grumpy, they get tired. And all those things are bad, and this weight loss journey should never be torturous. It should never be painful, and it should never be difficult. It should just be mindful. It should be, yes, challenging. I'm not going to take that away. It is challenging, but it should be something you enjoy to do as well, and it should be a positive thing. Because when you go on these diets, you're improving your life, you're improving your weight, you're improving your health. You're improving mobility, your flexibility, your strength, your endurance, all your fitness levels. It's all positive, guys, alright? The minute you start thinking it's going to be torture, the moment you start doing things that cause you pain and discomfort, that's completely the wrong approach, okay? Because what's going to happen is you're going to fall off that wagon very, very quickly, and you're going to end up going back to your old ways. So please don't use the word diet. Just say you're doing things differently. Just say, I'm going to make some changes. And when you make those changes, don't say to yourself, I'm going to cut things out. You're going to add things in, actually. What you're going to do, you're going to add things in. And you add things in like protein. You're going to add some more protein in, because most people don't eat enough protein. You're going to add more vegetables in, because we don't eat enough vegetables. You're going to add some more fruit in. You're going to add some flavours into your meals. And you're adding things in and not taking things out. So that's a mindset to get over, right? It's a really big mindset battle here. And if you start thinking about adding things in and not taking things out, you're going to start to sort of, deal with the whole thing a little bit better. So look, I'm not going to go on too much longer. I think that's pretty much covered it. So bottom line is, don't ever use the word diet. Bad word. Cut out your vocabulary altogether. Think of adding things in. Don't think scarcity. And if you're struggling, guys, my email address is down below. I really encourage you to give me an email, and I'll help you work around what you're already doing, alright? You know, I'll look at your current meal plan if you like, if that's what you need, or your current workout plan. I'll give you some tips around what you're already doing. At the end of the day, you know, I really encourage you to, if you're struggling and you're watching this video, you probably are struggling. You know, I'm just here to help you guys out, okay? So really encourage you to do that. I'm going to leave my, there's a little button at the top there to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you found this useful. And I'm going to link again to some more videos around mindset just up in the top corner there. Because most of this weight loss and fitness is all about mindset. You need to have the right mindset. And all it takes sometimes is a little bit of a shift, and the light bulb comes on, and you're really good to go. So that's enough for me. Emails below, give us an email. Like I said, guys, start afresh. You can start afresh now, tomorrow. You know, do it. You can start fresh at any time, any minute is a new opportunity to do it. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do something today, how will tomorrow be any different? Cheers, guys.